Greetings, everyone. Salutations. Awe. I hope all are well. I'm making this video for two reasons. First and foremost, my blog is moving. Why is my blog moving? Because I'm going from luxchristi.wordpress.com to luxchristi.co. Not .com, just .co/blog, because I have a website, luxchristi.co. Yes, I'm economizing. Get one letter squeezed out of that title. Lux Christi, Luxchristi, Light of Christ in Latin, luxchristi.co. So I have this website up, and many thanks to Caden Peter Clements, who was instrumental in building this website for me. And if you're looking for a website, you can always go to him now, and you can reach him through the website now. My blog is moving. I will, of course, many of you will see this because I'm posting it to my blog, and many of you will see this, well, also because you follow me on YouTube or Facebook, and I'm posting this video there. But why am I announcing this? Because this is the other thing. I've been thinking, actually for many, many years, really going back, I would say, to 1990, 91. I've been thinking about atheism. Now, I've thought about atheism before that, but I mean thinking about atheism in a more direct and academic way. And this then has carried me through my courses on the Enlightenment, my courses on European intellectual history, and also in the reading of great books, what I've had my students read. I've been having students in my grades read Nietzsche and Freud and Camus for years. And so some of my students have come to me very upset. I don't know how to answer Nietzsche. And so I've been giving this thought for some years. And one of the things that I've realized is, of course, just as there is no one thing called Calvinism, and of course, as we all know, there is no one thing as Protestantism. Basically, all that Protestantism means anymore is, I'm not Catholic, or I'm not Orthodox, right? Or I'm some sort of Christian, but I'm not them, right? Protestantism has become almost a negative byword. Now, there are many Protestants who actually put content into this. The Missouri Synod Lutherans, right? Of course, in a denomination of well over 1 million people, they will have their problems. But there's a confession which they hold to and they measure themselves against, right? So we can look at certain things and say, well, there's content there. In atheism, the word atheism has had multiple meanings over the centuries. And it's really not till we get to the 18th century, 1750s and 1760s, with a gentleman named Denis Diderot, that we actually come to atheism. Diderot is the first modern writer we have who basically wants to give a completely materialist basis for his explanation of reality, of the soul, of consciousness, to basically say we do not need a God in order to explain reality. And therefore, because God is unnecessary, this is how Diderot is thinking, because God is unnecessary, God doesn't exist. Because the God Diderot is struggling against is the God of, well, his good friend D'Alembert and of Voltaire, who basically see God as a necessary being, a God of the gaps, a God who fills in the holes of my thought because I can't explain things otherwise. So Diderot is the first to do that. But then the atheists who follow Diderot, right, take exception with him. Comte, who admires Diderot, tells his students, oh, you need to go study Diderot so that you can kind of weed out all these nonsensical ideas that you have and become a real positivist, meaning a real atheist like me, Auguste Comte. But even then, they were atheists against, as opposed to being atheists for, right? But then we move on. Marx has a whole theory of history based upon materialism. The same thing we could find with Nietzsche and Freud, right? All of them are trying to come up with some sort of explanation or to build some ethics or to have some history of history or some philosophy of history or where is history going? What is history's purpose? Since there's no one there to give it purpose. Now, I will say that Camus notes himself as an absurdist, that reality is absurd. But of course, while he says this, he's still preaching an ethic. This is what the plague is about, this ethic. Now, having thought about this, eventually it came to me. I need to put this down into a course on the history and character of atheism. I could have called it the history and character of atheisms. Maybe I'll go back and change the title. But the course exists. And if you want to take the course, you will find it at luxchristi.co. The link will be in the bottoms. Just click on courses, and there it'll be, along with the announcement of my forthcoming course on the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire course will be a little longer course than the atheism course. Now, for the next several weeks, because I'm just starting, it's priced at $25 is the atheism course. And that's where it is. If you want to put a down payment on the Byzantine course, give me some love so that I can get it done, well, all I can say is I'll set up a subscription service. Right now it's not there. You can contribute. I have a Patreon account. I have a buy me a coffee account, because I can always take a coffee. Anyway, they're all there. And essentially, what is this? This is basically a way for me to make sure that my teaching keeps going. Now, it'll keep going because I have had lots of students. All of them I have tried to love. I remember one student, this is dreadful. I had one student, I caught him cheating, and I went to a colleague, and I said, Stephen, this is my great colleague, Stephen Gatlin. I said, Stephen, this student, he pulled this whole thing off the internet. Don't these guys even try? And Stephen looked at me and goes, Gary, Stephen was from Tennessee, always the Southerner. Gary, that boy couldn't get a job tasting pies. I'll never forget Stephen saying that. But I still love the kid. I still wish him well, all the kids that I had. But this way, all of this goes on, right? If I have something I think's worth saying, then I probably should go ahead and record it. And therefore, there it is. And again, the course on atheism, it's an introduction and then 16 lessons. There are various links. I had to devote 2 lectures to Nietzsche, 2 to Freud. I probably could have given a whole one just to existentialism and then a separate one to Camus. And maybe if I revise the course, I will. I will say that people, there will eventually, it's not there now, eventually there'll be a comment section. Questions. What about this? What about that? I didn't talk about Bertrand Russell. I didn't talk about Lord Russell at all. I did talk about his progeny, meaning those people who call themselves the new atheists. The 4 main ones, half of whom are already gone on to their reward. God have mercy on them. So all of this is there. You can go to luxchristi, luxchristi.co. Again, the link will be there in the description below the video. And so if you like it, please let me know. If you like it, please share it. If you don't like it, let me know. What do I need to do differently? What's going on, right? So anyway, it's all there. And again, $25 for the next few weeks. The Byzantine class will be a little more because there's going to be a lot more work because there's going to be a lot more lectures. And so that's where we are. And so hopefully atheism won't drive you mad. And hopefully I have something to say that will be of help to you, because this is really why I teach. I hope it's not to inflate my head. or just to keep my chin exercised and my jaws in fighting trim, but to actually say something that will be of benefit. And so with that, thank you all, and God bless.